Diet should be perfectly imperfect by eating the foods you love and still achieving your health and wellness goals. I take the guesswork out of nutrition by giving you my simple and effective strategies so that you can live the healthy and happy life you will love using real food to get real results. Schedule your nutrition consultation today at 888-84-TAMMY or visit my website, TammyFogarty.com. Don't delay, get healthy today. 888-84-TAMMY.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hello and welcome to Tell Us Your Biz. I'm your host, Catalina, and I'm joined here today by Margarita and Sophia from...
We are from Arts in You, and we have a mobile business. It's an Arts in You. It's a sip and paint business. We come to the community and we bring all the easels, the canvas. We set up everything for you, and we pick up everything for you. We make it very easy and comfortable for our community.
Very nice. So, tell me more about what got you guys started into this. So I think a lot of people are somewhat familiar with the painting and wine idea. It's when you would go out and, have a glass of wine with your girlfriends or your guy friends or significant other, whoever, and then paint a picture with an artist that is helping you walk through it. So,
well, I started working with autistic kids. So I was doing volunteering at my school called HEED and at a autistic center, and I absolutely loved it. And when my mom gave me the opportunity to start my own business doing what I loved, I went ahead and took it and built it up for something so that everyone can do it, not just kids with autism, not just kids, but kids and adults, people of all ages. Mm-hmm. So that's why.
So we work with communities. We work with, like Sophia said, with kids, with disabled kids, adults. And we have gone to places like Rogers, and so that's our business.
So let's go all the way back to maybe when you were a little kid. Would you say you've always been sort of artistically inclined? Are you artistically inclined?
Yes. My background is a fashion design, so I'm a fashion designer and graphic designer. So, and in my family, there is a lot of artists.
Mm-hmm. I've always painted since I could hold a pencil or a paintbrush, and I kind of grew up painting. So it's always been my passion. It's always been my dream to be an artist.
That's cool. What would you say? So I'm sort of a novice when it comes to artists. My favorite painting is Starry Night because I don't know a lot about paintings, but it's still beautiful. But what would you say is your sort of artistic inspiration, if you have any? Because I was lucky enough to see some of your work yesterday when you came to the Brooklyn Cafe TV, and it was beautiful. So what do you think you sort of draw inspiration from?
Well, I think Vincent Van Gogh would be my favorite artist as well, even though most people think that he's everyone's famous artist, favorite artist. He has a lot to say about him. He's very inspiring in different ways, so that's why he has a lot of stories to tell.
He does. He was such an interesting fella. Wish I could have met him. Feel like he would have maybe not been the best time, but would have learned a lot. So
Sophia's always telling me new stories about him. She's like really into this.
So like the history of these artists. That's cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about what makes your sort of Arts in You different from other industries that maybe try to do the same thing.
Well, the fact that we come to you makes a big difference. Makes the party being more intimate because now you're with friends that you know, with a group of people where you feel comfortable painting with. So I think that the fact that we bring everything to you. So just the fact that we're mobile
That's good.
makes
And
a
we
big
are a
difference.
family business as well. So
We're a mother and daughter business,
Yep.
and also sometimes my husband comes along and helps,
Or
and
my
my
sister.
daughter also, my other daughter. So yeah, it's a family business.
I feel like that also makes it more welcoming to allow people into your home as opposed to just strangers
Yeah.
from like a bigger company. Does
Right,
that make sense?
right. We care for the people also. Sophia is very patient, and she goes. She's always helping everyone. So it's not like just follow me and you're on your own. No,
I
she
make
comes
sure,
to you.
yeah, I make sure I get to everyone multiple times, and everyone gets a time for me. And if anyone needs help, even when I'm painting, I always come right away to help them.
That's fantastic because I've done a few of those classes, especially with my mother, and it was really sort of cute the first time she did it because she says she's not artistically inclined at all. She thinks she's a terrible painter, and I told her, well, first of all, that's what everyone sort of thinks about themselves.
Yes.
So I think what's really nice about these classes and these opportunities is that I'm really big in believing that as an adult, and once you enter a certain age, you stop believing that you can learn new traits or new abilities.
That's true.
So then with classes like this, or doing just like having it for a party or like a team building event, you're able to realize, oh, maybe I am actually artistically inclined, or maybe I'm not, but I'd like to try something else.
Right. And also, we have had situations where we go to nursing homes, and a lot of those people are very good artists, but they stop painting. And it just brings the art back to them.
They're always excited to see us when we work at the nursing homes. They're always expecting us every week to come in, and are always like excited for us to come, and just that hour is just fulfilling to them and to us.
And they tell us a little bit of their story, so it becomes like more a family now. We're welcome there, and we can't wait to see them too. So it's very nice. And we also go like to communities. As a matter of fact, this morning we were in one of the communities in Delray Beach. We go once a week, and Sophia teach them more like her classes are not like just step by step. Now it's more technique.
Yep.
Do you have any sort of, in any industry or in anything you do, you probably have memorable stories, whether they were good ones or maybe kind of chaotic ones? Do you have anything that sort of sticks out of maybe a group that you've taught or a person that you taught?
I think that pretty much all the communities and everywhere I've gone, they've all been so sweet and very welcoming to us. We haven't had any dramatic or, anything like that, which is good.
Yeah.
Because everyone's been really nice.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, like some of the senior homes, they can have some stories that just make me laugh, or they tell me about themselves, or the people with disabilities tell me things about them or things they've seen, which just is really funny and very amusing, and I think it's great.
You learn a lot from people too, especially
Yes.
doing that. I feel like in a lot of those sorts of classes, or paint and wine classes, paint and sip, the teacher just does the painting, will come around, tell you you're doing a good job, even though you're going, but I'm 10 steps behind, I don't know what's happening. But when I saw how you were walking us through yesterday, you really did care, and you were obviously showing interest, and I can see that really carrying sort of weight and excitement throughout. And of course they want you to come back so you can
Right.
show more people.
Right.
Yep.
And Sophia, like I said, I mean, if you're in a situation where you're, like you just said, I don't know what to do next, she grabs your brush and she teaches you a little bit on your own canvas, and then you continue. So you're not on your own. You're always with us. We're supporting you.
We're
and
always
helping
helping
you.
you.
That's nice. Do you have any specific painting that you really like doing?
My favorite technique would be abstract. It's what I've been working on mostly, but I did a lot of realism and like boats and water. I love boats and water. I incorporate my boats and my water into my abstract, which is kind of crazy.
And that's talking about her. That's the other side of her art.
Yep, that's
it's
my
not
personal work.
their
Yeah.
personal work, and so she also paints and she thus, she was invited at a few places to showcase her art.
Oh, tell us some more about that. That's really neat.
I went to, I've done annual fests for like tents, and I've won prizes before, and I've done the Renaissance Hotel just had me. I had a big room just to myself. I had 20 paintings in there. It was a great experience. I've had a lot of experiences like that.
I know you're never supposed to ask a lady this, I know, but how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. Okay, I just turned 26. I don't even. I've never had a room for myself for my work. I mean, I'm not an artist, but still. But that's really cool. I feel that's also really inspirational to anyone, regardless of their age, to know that you can do something like that, and also at the same time be generous and want to teach other people, which I also think makes your industry and your company really stand out.
And what makes her very unique, not because it's my daughter, of course, but is all these years that she grew up in a studio with where she went to study art with this amazing artist, Chris Berlini. She was always surrounded by older people. There was no one her age, and she was 11 years old when they welcomed her to the studio, and she still is there, and they're like a bunch of grandparents and grandmothers for her, so she doesn't have just two grandparents
I have like 30.
or 4. She has many, and they really care for her. They show up to the exhibitions, they support her, they're on Facebook following her, and it's very, very nice. And also her teachers and his wife are very supportive.
You have a fantastic network.
Yes.
That's imperative, I feel like.
Yes.
So, what else would you like to share?
I feel like being an artist is very difficult, and most people don't do their dream of being an artist if they do have the passion and go for something different, which is fine. But for me, in my case, I decided to pursue my dream, even though it's a hassle and it's really difficult. And I absolutely love it. It's difficult for sure, and it's a big path, and it's a hard career, but I couldn't ask for anything better.
What keeps you, or what do you sort of tell yourself to keep you from getting discouraged in those moments where maybe you go, oh, well, it is kind of tough, but you see your work. So what keeps you?
I look at the kids with autism that I've taught, and I looked at all like my students and see how amazing of a job they've done, and I just know that that's just what I want to do, just help them.
That's good. You have a good heart, and I can sort of sense that old soul too in you of being raised by. I feel it too, even though I'm like a jelly bean. I just bounce everywhere.
As a mother, I had a lot of people telling Sophia to try to find another career because she was going to starve as an artist. And as a mother, I encourage parents to let their kids pursue their dreams, because they will be successful if they have the support at home.
I like that a lot. Thank you. You should parent more people.
Thank you.
Well, I think so, because I feel, I have friends who did engineering, and I did theater all throughout, high school, college. And, well, I think I'm hearing our cue. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
This is Alyssa, the paint girl. Car accidents happen. Get the most affordable, convenient, superior vehicle repair with concierge service. The Paint Girl provides pickup and delivery with no additional cost. Our body shops have over 30 years combined experience. The Paint Girl handles all makes, models, lease return repairs, and insurance claims. Your smart choice for vehicle repair, The Paint Girl. Call 954-691-7024. That's 954-691-7024.
You are listening to Tell Us Your Business, where our invited guests share all the knowledge of their business and how important it is what they do in our community. If you want to be part of the conversation, call into the show at 888-565-1470 and tell us what's on your mind. Now, back to Tell Us Your Business.
No, like
All right.
art.
We're back on Tell Us Your Biz. So we've had a good conversation, but I'd sort of just like to know more about yourselves at this point and tell us, I don't know, just tell me about what you're doing in art and are you working on any projects like right now?
I've actually been painting a lot. Like, I'm doing a lot of abstract paintings. I'm trying to get a big series going on. I'm going to be most likely displaying my artwork at Blooming Bean Cafe's gallery.
Nice.
So I'm working on a lot of paintings for that, and just I want to do a lot of things with my art. So
if you could go, I like to ask sort of oddball questions because I'm kind of an oddball. But if you could go anywhere in the world to paint or to teach a painting class that you think would be artistically inspiring and really sort of just fun, what would it be or where would it be?
that's a tough question. Probably Colombia, because my mom's from Colombia, and I would teach the campesinos and maybe something Latin, a Spanish painting.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I'm also Hispanic. I'm Argentinian and Chilean. I mean, I'm from the U.S., but my parents, it doesn't matter. So,
You are.
I am. But would you say that being Colombian or the sort of Latin background influences your art or influences the things that you do?
No, I think so. Yes, definitely. And like I said, a lot of my family are artists. So I think it's in the genes, definitely.
Absolutely.
And when she was 2 years old, she was in this place where she was taking, fun arts and crafts class. And she went straight to the easel, and for the whole hour, she was grabbing this brush just like an expert.
That's
2 years old.
I got so in trouble. I remember that.
You did? What happened?
Like I was in class, and they were like, "Okay, you need to stop painting and start working."
Oh, that was at the school. That's a different story.
All I wanted to do is eat and paint, and they're like, "You need to stop."
Actually she was at a Montessori school, and Montessori schools are a free mind. You do what the kid wants to
this
do.
one.
And so I was paying for this Montessori school, and she was always painting. And I would come to the teachers and say, "Can you please do the letters,
and
the
they
numbers?"
say, "Oh, but it's Montessori."
Yes,
like, this
exactly.
Is what it's for.
So
That's what
I
I was
really
saying.
like the Montessori concept, but I don't think it was, for Sophia, it was like all art, but it was cool. I mean, it was great. I think that's why she's so talented, and she got the opportunity. And we homeschool, and that's another story, because thanks to the homeschool hours and freedom, she was so able to spend hours at the studio that I just mentioned, Chris Berlinis. And so that helped a lot for her to continue this path.
But like as a kid, I would wake up at like 6 a.m. every single morning, turn on Full House, and just draw, and like for hours. And I'd make them coffee, like my parents, and they'd wake up and be like, "Why are you up so early?" I'm like, "I'm drawing before I have to study."
That's so 90s. And I know you're younger, but just Full House came on. I just gotta start painting
Every day.
Gosh.
Every single day.
She had this notebook, what is it called? A sketchbook, I'm sorry, full of beautiful drawings. And then we went to Cartagena, Colombia last year, and we told her not to bring that book, and she lost it. at the the
Someone stole
hotel.
it from me.
Someone stole.
Yeah.
That means it was really
That-
good.
that's what he stole her.
I worked hours on it.
That means what would you do if you found it on eBay? Someone's
Oh
selling
my
it.
gosh.
I would
Can
buy
you-
it for myself. I had my grandpa, he took me to Canada, and I had him for hours just stand with his hand, like pose with his hands for hours. And he's like, Sophie, I'm getting tired. I'm like, no, just stay. I'm drawing you.
That's love right there. So if anyone here has ever done art, because I really liked art, but then there sort of came this point in high school where it became competitive, wherein I still remember, you know what I'm talking about, where I remember the people sort of get competitive in how they're painting and how, because in my high school they would display the seniors' artwork. There was this one girl who did this amazing painting of I can describe it as a giraffe in drag, and it was this huge painting, and the giraffe had pearls, and I'm saying, I can't do that. But something that struck me was, how do you draw hands?
I know.
Shapes and time.
It's mine always just look like little carrots, and it doesn't work out with like an apple.
I think those were like the best like picture of hands that I've ever done. And
She's
yeah,
really good
it
with
got
hands.
stolen. I was really upset. I know.
What are you trying to work on that maybe isn't your strongest point in art?
It was faces and hands mostly. So I was actually really working on that on our trip. So yeah, it's tough. There's certain things in art that is like really tough, but teaching actually helps me to
Really?
improve my skills that I'm weak on, which is awesome. Yeah.
What do you think are, so full disclosure, I used to TA at Florida Atlantic University. So if any of my students are watching, I'm sorry. But it's interesting to see how no matter what you teach, there's always this difference in style between teachers. What do you think are some maybe missteps that art teachers maybe do with their students that you now are able to sort of learn from?
Well, letting my students be creative in their own mind. So sometimes my students will start painting something. I'm not really sure what they're doing or how they're doing it, and they're using the colors wrong, but I kind of guide and step back and kind of just watch. And generally, it turns out really amazing.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I've given them, given them the steps, told them how to use it, told them to start with the darkest, go to the lightest, and all that. So when they're like, okay, this is coming from my mind, this is gonna be whatever I come up with, and I'm just like, oh my god, she didn't use the darks first, she went for the lights. I'm just like,
She's
okay,
learning. It's
it's
so
okay.
cool. Well, that's something really fun about teaching that you don't really realize as a child or as a kid that your teachers must experience, or the frustrations they have when you don't pay attention to them. But you actually get to watch someone learn something, and that's amazing to get to experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you learn from that
Exactly.
too, right? You become a better teacher with your students.
we teach each other. It's
Exactly.
A
You learn from
yin-yang
each other.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
my students will like come up with something really creative, and I'm just like, I want to use that in my paintings. Why didn't I think about that?
It's so cool. So what is, I don't know, tell me about your own sort of artistic, have you done painting at all? No?
Then I mean, I had to do. I'm gonna say that in Spanish. Figurines.
Figurines?
Figurines.
Yeah.
For fashion design. I mean, that's what for when I was going to school. But painting, no. My father says that I could be really good at it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not. It might be there. It might be there. I just haven't taken the time and to. I help Sophia. I'm actually the helper, and I understand it, and I understand colors, and so I remember when I was in school, perspective was one of the toughest class because I had the toughest teacher, and it became my favorite class.
Perspective as in like
as
big,
when drawing.
small.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So that became my favorite class. So, I think if I take the time, I could start painting. But this is her thing, and I want to leave it for her.
For her?
Yeah.
Teach your mom. I feel like there's a,
She can be my teacher, definitely.
for sure.
I'm always like, no, you did that wrong. Like, it's this instead. And she's like, oh, now I know.
It's cool though. You don't really have a lot of opportunities, I feel like, as a child, or as a child, I was gonna say a kid, but to teach your parents something. But it's neat in this sort of experience and environment, you're able to sort of work off of each other. And I know you told me beforehand your necklace, you made it. I feel like people need to know that because it's beautiful.
Thank you. And it was something that I just, actually, I started with hair pieces for weddings.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it just as a hobby. I brought everything for Sophia to do it because everything that she touches with her hands becomes like a piece of art. So I brought some stones and things from Colombia because I came out, I saw these beautiful hair pieces in Colombia, and I told her, why don't you start doing this? And she didn't pay attention to it, but I fell in love with it, and I started learning it, and I started doing hair pieces. And out of that hair piece, I started doing some of this, but I just do it for fun, just whenever I have the chance and the time to do it.
That's good. So do you have any closing thoughts you want to say to the audience? This was all of our first time, and I feel like disclosing that. So,
well, we invite you to try us out. We are, like I said, we come to you, Arts in You, and I'm sure that Sophia.
If you don't think you're an artist, if you think that you're going to do really bad and you're scared of trying it out, don't be, because everyone's painting always turns out fabulous.
Yeah.
So try us out. Our number is 561-239-5404. Once again, it's 561-239-5404. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We have all the social medias account, Arts in You.
And yeah, you can find them at artsinyou.com. So thank you so much for joining us at Tell Us Your Biz, and have a great Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday. Thank you, Catalina.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.